Everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across the area about topics you want to hear about. Today, I'm honored to be joined by the incredible Asma Ali Zain. Hi, Asma.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm so good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to talk to you. You are such an amazing storyteller. So I invited Esma to be on the show today because not only is she a super cool journalist who has years of experience in the industry, she is also founder of The Gulf Pulse, also known as TGP, which is a really cool digital newspaper website that focuses mainly on the real estate industry and all things architecture, locations, everything you need to hear about. Esma, please tell me your story and what got you started.
So it's actually not a very exciting story, as you may say, but I just want to go back to a little bit on how I became a journalist. It was by accident that I became a journalist. I was a student back in Pakistan, and I just happened to see an advertisement in a newspaper, and they just were looking for some kind of editor experience, on the desk and all that. So I didn't tell anyone and I just applied for it. There were like 50 odd people. There was a test happening. And anyway, I cleared the test and there were just two of us selected for the interview. And we did that as well. So it was by accident that I became a journalist. In the morning, I was attending classes in university and in the afternoon, I was going to work. So fast forward, I moved to the UAE after I got married and I had a baby. I had no plans to actually start working. But then once you're a journalist, you're always a journalist. You want to keep on doing stuff. So I got the chance, I got lucky, and I got into Khalij Times. So I did 19 and a half years with Khalij Times. And yeah, that was quite it was 2 decades of my life. So it was a pretty long time. So it was just before COVID that I let go of Khalij Times and moved on. So COVID was a little bit of a tough time, and obviously everyone was scrambling around, looking for things to do. But anyhow, again, I got lucky, and I was able to write for the National, and I wrote for several years for Arab News, but for the Pakistan edition. So after that, I again shifted gears and I wanted to move out from journalism. I became a communications specialist and I worked with the communications firm for 2.5 years. So while I was working in communications, I realized that by core, I think I'm a journalist and I want to remain that. I want to keep on telling stories. So there was this thing building up in my head. There were a couple of reasons actually, because more than 2 decades had passed that I was doing journalism in the UAE. I was not getting younger, So, and it is a very competitive market as a job market. So, I was looking for a solution because I wanted to work, I wanted to stay busy, I wanted to do something productive and meaningful as well. So there was this thing in the back of my mind that maybe I should experiment and do something of mine. Uh, so anyone who's turned from journalism to entrepreneurship will understand the hardship that comes along with it because it's not a decision that's easy. We are storytellers, and I don't know how to manage money matters, to be honest. So what I did is that I started working on this thing in my mind. I looked at the project and I looked at the feasibility. Then I did a feasibility study, actually. You asked about real estate. Um, while I was covering journalism, while I was doing journalism in Khalij Times, my beat was healthcare. So for almost 12 years, I covered healthcare. So I know the ins and outs of healthcare, and I was pretty expert. So we had this argument, kind of a discussion at home, not an argument. I mean, if you are really going for a website and you want to do something of your own, why not do it in something you're familiar with? So my point was that I am familiar with healthcare, so that is the reason I do not want to jump into that. I think it is now time that we explore real estate in depth. There are a lot of publications that are covering it because it is the thing that is happening in Dubai and UAE and the region GCC. So everyone knows about it. That's the next big thing happening. The skyline is changing every single day. So what I noticed was that we have big publications like Khaleej Times, Gulf News, Arabian Business, and lots of others who are doing a fantastic job actually covering it. But no one was looking at it as an independent topic and going into the depths of it. So what I wanted to do was cover real estate, the entire ecosystem. So which meant going into lot of other things, the behind the scenes, the interiors, like you mentioned, the exteriors, the sustainability angle of it, the building material sustainability, where does this building material come from, where does workmanship come on. It was not supposed to be only about developers, launching projects or certain buildings being available for this much or that much. So we wanted to discuss it in detail. So anyway, I thought about it. I did a feasibility study and I kind of bootstrapped whatever little saving I had. I just put it into this. And as a single person army, I'm running the Gulf Pulse for now. I have an external team, obviously, who are helping me with digitally with the SEO and other details. And I have a fantastic freelance writers who help me out. So that's a very short journey and all explained in a long way, probably.
Actually, you explained your intro faster than most other guests do. So I really appreciate the fact that you kept it super succinct and super interesting and engaging, actually. So a couple of points there. So obviously, firstly, congratulations on being able to launch your own kind of website, your own business single-handedly. It's not easy, especially after so long, so many years of doing the same thing of telling stories on healthcare, something that you're obviously super familiar with. For you to change into a whole new sector and a whole new type of storytelling is incredible on its own. And you mentioned a very important word, hardships, which leads me to my next question for you. What were the hardships or challenges that you experienced transferring from kind of healthcare journalism to creating a real estate website, and how did you overcome those?
So the whole idea was actually quite it was superimposing, because like I said, you have to change the mindset. It's not about changing a field or a profession. You first have to change the mindset. So I am a person who used to get up in the morning and look for stories. I used to dream about stories, Sarah. So once you're into that, you have to produce a story. That is the kind of pressure you have every day as a journalist, right? So you have to produce a story, 1 to 2 stories in a day. So where do those stories come from? You have to be in the field, you have to be aware, you have to read up, you have to stay connected to be able to stay on top of your beat, right? So yes, I was dreaming about stories. What am I going to produce tomorrow? What is going to happen? And there is no break. You are constantly thinking about something happening. News has no time to break at all. So you have to so that was a mindset I was getting up in the morning and going to my work, looking for stories, running from meeting people or conferences or whatever, and then rushing to office to file a story, and then traffic, and then rushing back home. So that was my life for years, and I did that. So that was the easy way, because at the end of the month I got the salary. I was so used to it. But when you're thinking about doing your own thing, once you have shifted your mindset, that is the first major thing that hardship, probably you would say, or the difficult stage that you would overcome. And the next is the practicality of it. Once you start implementing it, you realize, oh, God, it looked very good. And the feasibility, it looked very easy. It was so good to do it. But I have been on the other side. My stories have been published. My name has been published. I've not been at the back end of the website, right? So even if Khaleej Times had turned digital, I was lucky that I was able to experience print and digital both. I had seen both the eras and all that. But I was not on the back end of the website, so I don't know what was going on. So it was like me learning everything from scratch. How do you establish a website? Which is the best website that you need to choose? Is it a WordPress, or do you need to go invest more in it? How will you run it? Where will you source your stories from? Because you have to keep a website running. And the main thing is how to work within your budget. So they were each day, every day was an aspect, a new thing that I was learning. The launch day was amazing. Actually, we launched on September 15th. It was really amazing. But immediately we started getting comments from people. We are not able to launch the website. It does not open for us. There is something that's happening. And I said, oh my God, I never thought about it. How is this going to happen? And what is happening? I was scrambling like a mad woman. Do something. How come? This is because I had kind of made the announcements on social media. And I'm very grateful for all the people who have been supporting me because they knew me for years. So they were like, looking forward to something that is being launched. That's an added pressure as well, by the way, because people are watching what you're doing. They want to see what is coming out. What is it going to be quality? Is it worth it? How is it going to be? So that is a lot of pressure for a single person to take. So I had to conceive the idea. I had to design the website. I had to start from designing the logo. I had to think of a name, each and every step. And then, okay, the website is designed. What are the three main pillars that would work? It's real estate. I had 10 of them. And when I gave it to my web developers, they said, hello, you're asking for 10 pages to be made. That is going to be additional cost. I said, stop there, not more than three, because I cannot afford it. It's not going to work. But then we had identified, okay, these are the three pillars, which means it's going to be real estate. That is about the launches, about what's happening, what's coming in, new laws, regulations, and everything that what we want to cover. And then there is a main thing that is AI that is coming into everything. So prop tech is property technology is a very major aspect of how technology is going to affect or impact the real estate business. And then was the third main thing that it was communities. You cannot develop anything if there is no community. So real estate has to be for the community. So these are the three main pillars that were finalized, and eventually the website started showing kind of shape and all. So even now, every day I am kind of struggling with freelance writers. One day they're there, second day they're not there. Unfortunately, I cannot yet afford a full time until I start uh, earning from my website and all that. So the plan is there, but then our industry is as such that they look for numbers, they ask for, the credibility. And I'm still very, again, lucky, Sarah, because people know me, they trust me, they're ready to give interviews. I have these fantastic people who have given me top developers who have given me interviews, which has added to the credibility. But for me to reach a state where I can start earning, it has to be a little more time. So I'm still a very young website. It's a baby. So that those are the things that are happening. But I would just like to add one more thing, which your listeners, viewers are going to find very interesting. And this is what we have been discussing at the Bridge Summit also, that the media summit that is going on currently in Abu Dhabi. I was there on Monday. And the major thing that was being discussed was AI in newsrooms. So I am a living example of using AI in newsrooms to run my website. And I think it's a very good assistant. I have been able to cut costs for myself. I have been able to save a lot of time, which could have been back and forth. And there has been a lot of guidance also from AI for me, how I can run and what best I can do and what best probably the trends are also, what kind of stories should be put out there and all. But yes, all the stories are done by myself or the writers, where we approach real people and ask for their opinions and all that. But yes, this is the running. It's been fantastic with the help of with AI. So I am doing 10 people's work alone. And that is at the moment, it is working. I'm a bit bogged down because I rush out also for stories and go meet people and I come back. And there's so many other things I wish to do. I wish I had time to do it. But I think it is possible. And it is something that all newsrooms, if anyone is thinking about launching, it's a very good time to come up with your own platform or media. I'm doing a lot of talking. I wish you, I would give you a chance to talk as well, to ask the questions and all. But I love to talk, so I think that is what is happening here. I'm all over the place. So yeah, it's a very good time for people to think about their own, because the job market is very competitive. It's
Personally, I
just
love
about.
hearing you talk, so don't even worry about that. Like hearing you talk is so fun. Honestly, you're making my job so easy for me. I'm just sitting here like, tell me more. Because at the end of the day, like I can ask you all the questions I want, but your story comes from the heart. That's what matters. And I really appreciate you taking me into such detail with kind of the journey in building up your website and then looking at the back end of it, even the launch day. And you've essentially shared the most kind of intimate parts of your story, which I really appreciate. And honestly, I just have one question left for you, Esma, and that is what word of advice do you have to share with the people that might be too scared or are too afraid to take the first step in creating something like this of their own?
So I think, Sarah, the first step is again changing the mindset. You will not, if you've thought of something, you will not know if it's going to be successful or a failure unless you do it. So I would ask people to take the first step. Just think it through, just plan well. That is what you have to do. Not everything goes as per plan, but then you always have plan A, plan B, plan C, whatever it is. So think about it and take the first step. Go ahead. If you're very passionate about something, like I am really passionate about journalism, and I wanted to continue my storytelling, but in a different way. Okay, real estate is, some people would think, oh, it's a boring topic and all that. But no, I am going to tell you that I'm going to make it interesting, because I am speaking to wonderful architects who have designed these beautiful buildings that you see in Dubai and landscapes that you see in Dubai. They make our communities, they make up our real estate. It's not only about bricks or mortar or anything, it's much more than that. So, yeah, it's the thing again is that make up your mind. It's about a shift in mindset. And this is the perfect time to do something of your own. The UAE laws uh, and the business environment that the UAE is giving is quite, supportive. So I think if they are really thinking about it for a long time, you will not realize if it's going to work or not until you take that step. So jump into it. I am having stressful nights that I will just tell them on the side. There are some sleepless nights that you will have thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. But for now, it's fun. It's something very different from what I've done in my career, all my career. So yeah, I'm enjoying being an entrepreneur.
I love that. I love that you're having fun. And I think it's so important that we forget, yes, we do have the 9 to 5. Yes, we have to wake up early to go, get the stories or, early bird gets the worm, if you'd like. But it's also about having fun and enjoying what you do. It's not just about getting the salary and paying the rent or whatever, but it's about enjoying the process. So I really appreciate the sentiment behind what you're saying, and that you do need to shift your mindset. Make sure you do something that gives you joy. Yes, you will be stressed out, but you're doing something that fulfills you at the end of the day. And I'm grateful that you took the time to share the story on my platform today.
So much. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Sarah. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much. Thanks. Take care. Bye.